When was the last time you replaced your mattress? Do you know where it went after disposal? According to the Ministry of Environment, more than 950,000 mattresses are thrown away every year. They're a complete nuisance for waste management, not only for their sheer size, but also because they're a fire hazard and contain chemical pollutants. Let's take a look in our Sunday special report.
A good mattress is a perfect place to sink into after a long day, but it doesn't last forever. Sooner or later, you'll have to replace it. Most disposed mattresses are collected by local environmental protection departments or through furniture sellers at a fee. But where exactly do they end up?
这边有大约4400床，有一半的区队把它的弹簧床垫载到Shengang来。
Over 4,000 mattresses are piled up here temporarily at this waste storage site in Taichung's Shengang district. Waste mattresses from around half of Taichung are stored here.
台中市每一年有收运大概。
Taichung collects around 70,000 disposed mattresses a year, around 6,000 a month. Each cleaning team keeps collecting more, and the number accumulated keeps growing and growing. This problem must be resolved.
According to the Ministry of Environment, at least 950,000 mattresses are discarded annually in Taiwan. Large-sized furniture cannot be loaded into an incinerator directly. With the crane, the outer layer is peeled off in a couple of maneuvers, revealing the mattress springs. In the past, this would be done manually by sanitation workers.
With a traditional inner spring mattress, just remove the outer layer and you'll see the mattress coil. But with more pocket spring mattresses, it's becoming more and more difficult to take them apart.
Pocket spring mattresses have become more widely used than inner spring mattresses. In 2021, less than 40% of all disposed mattresses were pocket spring mattresses. But that number has skyrocketed to almost 70% in 2024. They've become a huge headache for sanitation workers in the country. Hundreds of springs wrapped in individual pockets of cotton cloth, all sewn together into plane. These individual compartments may be more comfortable for the sleeper, but it's a complete nuisance to take apart. Each compartment must be cut open by hand to fully dismantle the mattress.
A pocket spring mattress takes 3 to 4 times the manpower or time. Now it makes no sense to have the workers take them apart, so a crusher is needed to replace manual labor.
To speed things up, many municipalities began adopting crushers. For example, in Taichung, sanitation workers first transport disposed mattresses to a temporary storage site or landfill. After certain numbers accumulated, they ask an external vendor to dispatch a crusher. The crusher crunches a mattress, immediately belching steel shavings, as well as fabric and foam scraps onto the ground.
破碎机破碎完之后，它就会把棉絮跟这个铁做分离。
The metal can be sold, but the fabric and foam will have to be incinerated. Every step in the process incurs additional costs. Most third-party operators are unwilling to take on this assignment because it's just too much work. So now waste management authorities must take things into their own hands. For example, Taipei has its very own in-house mattress dismantler.
We receive around 85,000 to 95,000 mattresses a year. We have 2 crane operators dismantling them. They can take apart 500 mattresses a day at most.
This is Mr. Liu, a highly skilled crane operator. He's able to take apart 40 mattresses an hour.
If there's a lot and you don't hurry up, there'll be even more, even if you're dispatching more manpower.
Special municipalities such as Taipei, New Taipei, and Taichung have more comprehensive recycling facilities, so they're still able to manage all the waste. But that's not necessarily the case with other smaller municipalities. If their operations run over capacity, then the mattresses can only be left out in the open. That not only takes up precious space, it's also an environmental hazard. In July 2024, a fire started at Miaoli's temporary storage site for disposed furniture. And in September, the landfill in Hsinchu Xiangsan district also went up in flames. Both incidents were caused by the immense number of mattresses that spontaneously lit up.
Some mattresses aren't sent to the incineration plant to be incinerated after they break. They catch fire due to mismanagement.
We're actually really afraid of fire hazards where we place the spring mattresses, so we must have sufficient firefighting equipment. We've deployed fire extinguishers and water tanks.
First, we sprinkle water. Smoking is banned here. What's more, we have surveillance cameras. When we see smoke or fire, we'll immediately notify team members on site.
Fire hazards are taken very seriously by landfills. Not only that, they're also a pollutant. After the mattresses are taken apart, the metal scraps go on inside and fabric and foam on the other. The latter will later be incinerated. But environmental activists say the chemicals contained in these scraps must be carefully managed to prevent air and soil pollution.
These wastes do in fact pose a risk for pollution. It's because the foam of our mattress containing fire retardants, which will seep out with rainfall or vaporize under the sun when the temperature gets too high, which pollutes the environment.
Waste management must work quicker so the mattresses don't pile up. But even if the dismantling work is on schedule, there's another obstacle to be dealt with. All 24 incineration plants in Taiwan are being upgraded in a rolling basis all the way until 2031, which inevitably slows things down.
The incineration capacity has decreased, so it's true that some municipalities have problems with disposed mattresses.
All incinerators have a heat threshold, meaning only a limited amount of waste can be incinerated at a given time.
The heating value of the foam and fabric is around 6,000 kilocalories, which is almost 3 times as high as that of regular waste. Incinerating 1 ton of foam or fabric from waste mattresses would mean that 3 tons of regular waste has to be set aside.
Other than increasing the capacity of incineration plants, the Ministry of Environment is also mulling a recycling fee on mattress manufacturers to subsidize recycling efforts. They hope these policies will help minimize the pile of waste in open air.
Right now, we're assessing whether to list waste mattresses as a recyclable waste. If we do, then manufacturers must pay recycling fees.
We must make producers understand that the products they make cause burden to the environment and to end-of-life processing. That way, when designing products, they'll consider whether there's a better design that lowers the recycling costs on the other end.
A team of 3 to 4 sanitation workers in Kaohsiung are taking apart a mattress by hand. Only 10 pocket spring mattresses can be dismantled this way in an 8-hour working day. The backlog is clearly overflowing. That's why Kaohsiung started charging a fee of up to 700 NT for each disposed mattress, beginning in 2025.
Many municipalities charge a fee. Around more than a third of municipalities charge a fee. So if there's more funding coming from recycling fees, then of course it'll make waste processing that much easier.
It's the stuff of nightmares, but how can we raise the awareness of both manufacturers and consumers? Understanding the extent of the issue is the first step toward a better product.